who are here in Grand Junction, Colorado, and to those of you who are watching live wherever you are in the world, welcome. What we're going to do today is give you a really awesome, value-packed strategy session to achieve your goals. So some of the people that are in attendance or watching live are nutrition clients, some are health and wellness coaching clients, some aren't clients at all, they don't even know about core wellness, and they're just curious and wanting to learn a little bit more about how they can achieve their goals in life. So what I'm going to take you through today is just a little snippet of what we do in the very intensive health and wellness coaching program, where we're going to build your vision for your future. We're going to help you figure out how to get there. And it sounds easy, right? Everyone makes New Year's resolutions. Not everyone, but a lot of people do on January 1st. And by the time the end of the month rolls around, no one's focused on them anymore. Nobody's paying attention to them. So what is it that keeps successful people going? And I'm going to show you, give you a few clues as to what keeps them going and what helps them succeed. So first thing, we're going to talk about your wellness vision. Has anyone ever done a vision board before, where you kind of cut out pictures and you paste them on a poster? One person live? Okay. Well, I did one of those one time about 5 years ago with my friend, and almost everything on that vision board came true. One had a picture of me with a family, with children on a cruise. One had a picture of me a picture of a group of girls, because I wanted to make some new girlfriends in my new location. One had a picture of a bike, because I wanted to be out on my bike a whole lot more. And all of those things happened. I ended up getting married, I ended up having children, and getting fit and making new friends in my new town. So it can help you because you start to organize your mind around that picture. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to create that picture with you today. So your wellness vision, it's a compelling statement of life-promoting, health-giving behaviors that you see yourself as achieving or being in the future. So for example, I want to draw a picture of I'm on the top of a mountain. I just planted a flag in the ground at the very top of a 14er that I hiked with my husband and my 2 children. I'm hanging out. We're having a little picnic lunch at the top. And I look around and I see my family, and they're healthy. They're feeling exhilarated and excited that they're at the top of this mountain. I'm fit. I look good. I feel good in my clothes. And I'm excited to tackle what's next. Okay? So kind of drew you a picture, right? I want you to draw your own picture of what is that kind of pinnacle picture of yourself that you want to achieve, where once you're in that picture and you're in that moment, you know, I've really achieved something good for myself. Whether it's how you look, whether it's what you're doing, and try to include as many senses as you can. You know, what does it smell like? What do you hear? What do you feel? I recently had a client who pictured herself in the garden. She wanted to have a healthy body in her garden where she was growing her own food, and she was making sure that all the plants were flourishing, and she felt great in her own clothes. And that was a snippet of her wellness vision. So I'm going to hand this out. Would you mind helping, please? Each of you will have one of those, and I don't know if we can get that back on. I don't know that it matters. So what I'd like you to do, and if you're watching this live, go ahead and pull out a piece of paper. If you don't have paper and pen, then just pull out your smartphone to jot some notes down. But I want you to write some ideas on this back page right here. Okay? And this is just going to be your brain dump, okay? What's in your head when it comes to your ideal picture of yourself in the best scenario? Okay? You could draw pictures, you can write words, you could just jot ideas, it doesn't matter. Steve, there's a clipboard right behind you on that chair right there if you need it. You're welcome to participate if you'd like as well. You don't have to. You're welcome to. Now, this is a really personal thing, right? So you may want to share it with your spouse or your friend. You may not want to. It's entirely up to you. Now, for those of you who are listening live, as you're doing this, I really want you to consider going back to this later. We have the people who are in the audience here who are doing this right now, and they have the exact form in front of them. Really want you to go back and rewatch this. You can fast forward through this part where the participants in the audience right now are jotting down their notes. But really consider what that picture is for you and what those health-promoting, life-giving behaviors are in your life. Where are you? What do you see? What things can you scent? What things can you smell in your nostrils? What sounds do you hear? Can you feel the wind? Are you outside? Are you inside? Are you active? Are you participating in some physical activity? Or are you relaxed? Are you laying down? Sitting in the grass? Sitting on a rock? Are you swimming? Are you skydiving? Oh, we have a note here. Oh, no, it's not a note. By the way, if you're watching live and you have a question right now on how to do your vision statement or draw this picture, let me know and I'll answer it right now, right here. I'll give you about 60 more seconds to collect your thoughts. And this is just a quick run through. You can work on this more later on. Think you got it? All right.
I think so.
Okay. This is usually something that takes a few iterations to evolve into something that you really feel great about. Okay, now you're going to turn your notes over. And at the very top, and for those of you who are watching live, at the very top of this paper, it says, "My wellness vision is." We're going to skip over that part right now, and we're going to go straight to motivators. Okay? What are the things that motivate you to be engaged in this picture? Is it your children? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it something you've just always wanted to do in your life? Is it something that you used to have but you lost it and you want to get it back? What is it that's driving you to want to achieve this particular vision or picture of yourself? And everyone has different motivators. Just go ahead and jot down a couple things that pop in your mind. Don't need to overthink it. Could be that you just want to do good in the world or you want to give back to your community. One of our audience members said to make someone jealous. They can't see you, by the way. You can only see me. Okay, after you get your motivators, consider the things that you're already really good at and write down some of those strengths that you already have, that you know about yourself, that you can draw upon to be successful in pursuit of your vision. Okay, so what are you already good at? If you want to lose 10 pounds, are you good at reading labels? If you want to lose 10 pounds, are you good at exercising? If you want to lose 10 pounds, have you ever done it before? Maybe that's a strength that you've already experienced that. Past experiences can often be a huge source of strength. Past successes. Those are great things to draw upon. Maybe you have people in your life that are great to access, and mentors or role models or leaders in the area that you want to achieve in. What are those strengths? I see you all feverishly writing down your strengths. That's good. That means there's lots of strengths. I'll give you about 20 seconds to wrap up your strengths. And again, you can go back to this. It doesn't have to be an all-inclusive list right now, because you'll have an aha moment perhaps when you're going to the bathroom at 2 a.m. and say, oh yeah, I want to write this down. Okay, the next one is your challenges. So what are the things that you know are your challenges? Are you I'm going to run through the drive-thru because I just want to right now because I see it? Are you perhaps associating with some people that aren't engaged in healthy behaviors? So it's something you're going to have to work around. Are you challenged by a really difficult work schedule and working 12-hour days or 12-hour shifts? Or you have a very long commute? Or you have 6 children and your life is extremely chaotic? What are your challenges? Okay, it helps to identify those challenges. Now I want you to consider, as you're writing down those challenges, some ways that you can start to work around them. And that's the next one, is when it comes to your vision, you have your strengths and you have your challenges. What are the ways that you're going to work around those challenges that you've identified in order to be successful to get to your vision? What can you do? If you have, if your best friend is, not engaged in health promoting, life-giving behaviors, and maybe he or she eats fast food frequently and invites you along or wants you to be a part of it, but you're trying to make some better choices, how are you going to handle that? Are you going to ditch your friend? Are you going to talk to your friend? Are you going to spend less time with them? You're going to try and rally them to your cause? How are you going to handle those? Okay. So this will continue to evolve, but now that you kind of have your idea of your vision and some of the things you're already good at and the challenges that you're going to overcome, I'd like you to go back to the very top where it says, my wellness vision is, and as best as you can, I'd like you to write out in 1 or 2 or maybe 3 sentences max, what is that picture that you have jotted notes about and started to describe on the other page and on this page. What is your vision exactly? How do you see yourself? I see a lot of good note-taking going on, a lot of good writing. For those of you who are at home or listening to this on the go, I hope you come back and watch this and actually write down your notes and really consider what your wellness vision is. You're going to get a lot more out of it than just watching it, because it's a personal journey. The other thing is, they've done studies on note-taking, and if you take notes with a computer versus actually handwriting them, you are much, much more likely to be effective and retain the knowledge when you actually handwrite your notes. So, handwrite those notes.
Could have brought my computer. But that is not what you just said. If you take notes with the computer, you remember better.
No, if you handwrite your notes.
Then if you handwrite it.
Yeah, no, handwriting is...
Oh, handwriting is better than the computer. Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah.
Yes, ma'am. Much better. I don't know what it is. There's some connection with the brain and actually writing the words. Okay. I'll give you a few more seconds to wrap up your vision. Now, do I have any volunteers of anyone who wants to share their vision? And if you don't, that's okay. Okay, yes, sir. Steve.
Service to you. My wellness vision is wake up with energy to go swim, take a walk with Anne and the dog, continue my work with couples and families, and use therapy skills that I have learned over 50 years.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. So I'd like to paraphrase, if it's okay with you, Steve.
Sure.
Okay. So you want to wake up, energy to swim.
We already take a walk every day with, but I want to continue. Yeah, maybe get longer walks in. Our dog's getting old.
Walk with your wife, okay.
Yeah.
Longer walks, okay. And what else?
I'll continue my work as a couples therapist.
Okay. Fantastic.
Using the skills I've learned in 50 years of working with couples, families.
Okay. So you want to wake up with the energy to swim each morning. You want to take a walk with your wife and your dog.
Same energy.
Same energy.
Right.
Okay. And not lull. And you want to continue to work as a therapist using your 50 years of skills and expertise so you can support couples. Okay, fantastic. So the next step is to go ahead and draw a picture of it. Now, I'm not looking for artistic talent here. If you are a basic stick figure artist, that is just fine. But to the best of your ability, please draw out your vision on the bottom half of that page. We know that when you take, that pictures are more memorable than words often. And the more that you can visually see your vision and the ideal picture of yourself, the more likely you are to achieve it. Now, some clients, when they get to this step, they like to go home. They like to scour the internet for images and photos of these scenarios that they foresee themselves in. And if that's what you want to do, I would encourage you to try it out. It can be really invigorating and really give you a clear, beautiful picture of exactly where you want to be and exactly what you want to do. So we have a lot of clients who want to lose weight. For the clients who want to lose weight, I always encourage them to find a picture of themselves when they used to be at the weight they would prefer in their vision, or find a picture of someone who has a similar image or look that you are hoping to achieve. Okay, enough on vision. You guys got a good picture of where you want to be? You got it? Okay, I can see the stick figures from here. That's good. That's good. So please continue to work on this and let it evolve. Next, we're going to go into the strategy to get there. So in order to get anywhere, you have to be able to know exactly where you're going. Now, on the way to the top of a mountain, and I always use this analogy, there are times at the beginning when you start your mountain climb, you're going to probably be able to see that summit at the top, exactly where you're going. But as you start to trek up and around the mountain, you may go behind trees or rocks or into valleys, and you may not be able to see around that corner and see to the top of the mountain. But you still know where you're going, and you still have a plan to get there. That's what this next step is for. It's to give you a plan to get to your vision when you just don't have that clear picture anymore. You can always go back to it, but it'll give you some strategies and ways to work around it. So the next step is your 3-month goals. And your 3-month goals are going to be, so when it comes to your vision, you need to decide what's your time frame for it. Is your time frame 3 months? Is it a year? Is it 5 years? Everyone has a different time frame. But in order to get there, you want to chunk it out into something that's more measurable and more visual with your 3-month goals. So the first part of your 3-month goals is to simply write one goal using these 5 parameters. Okay? It needs to be SMART, S-M-A-R-T. And if you've heard this before, please listen in. You might actually capture something new in hearing it again. But the first thing is S, specific. If your goal isn't specific, if you just say, I want to lose weight, that's not specific enough. We need to know how many pounds you want to lose, or what weight do you want to be. Make it very specific as to what you'd like to achieve. For example, if you want to wake up with enough energy to swim, perhaps you can find your level of energy on a scale of 1 to 10. So maybe normally you're waking up, I don't know if you're there right now. Let's say you wake up and you have an energy of a 5, but you want to be at an 8 or a 9. Then you can specify and start to measure that a little bit better. Okay? So pick your specific goal. And then it has to be measurable. So when it's specific, it will be measurable.
Is that M?
M. The M is measurable, yes. Okay, the A is for action-oriented. So let's say, we'll take the weight loss example. If you want to lose weight, it needs to be action-oriented. How are you going to lose the weight? Are you going to add in some exercise to your routine? Are you going to make some adjustments to your eating habits? Are you simply going to eat less? What is it that you're going to do? Okay, that's A, is action-oriented. R is realistic. Your 3-month goal needs to be realistic. So if you tell me you want to lose 150 pounds in 3 months, I might say, I don't know if that's realistic. Maybe it is. But most people would probably think that's not realistic. But if you said, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months, very realistic. Very realistic for most people. Okay? It's different for everybody. And T is that it's time-bound. Well, we already know that it's a 3-month goal, so that's a gimme on this particular goal. Okay? So the way you start your goal is always with I will or I am. Okay? I am 180 pounds on, let's see, it's the 23rd of August, September, October, November, on November 23rd, 2017. And the way that I'm 180 pounds on that date is from doing X, Y, and Z. Okay? Now, once you've got your 3-month goal, you're going to go ahead and write down your level of confidence. Now, we're shooting for an 8 or higher. Okay, you want to have an 8 or higher. It helps if you can get there. If for some reason you're not quite at an 8 yet, figure out what can you do to wiggle your way up to get to an 8. What would make things a little bit easier, more achievable in your mind to get you up to a confidence level of 8 or 80%. We've just found that people who have 80% confidence or higher in their goals, whether it's their 3-week goals or what we're going to go into next, our weekly goals, are more likely to be successful. And then let's say you're only at 50% in your confidence level to be able to achieve your 3-month goal. Go ahead and write down the things that will help boost your confidence level right in the box. For those of you who are live, I'll show you an example. By the way, for those of you who are watching this video, if you'd like to acquire any of these pages that I'm showing you in the video, please send an email to Susie@coorwellness.com. That's SUSIE @COORwellness.com. I'd be happy to give them to you. Okay, so at the bottom of that page, as you're going through the next 3 months and you have a big victory that you want to celebrate or you want to note, just go ahead and write it down at the bottom. It's always good to put your notable victories or anything that you've learned. And if you have a specific success on that goal, then just put it in the box to the right of your goal. Now, you can have more than one 3-month goal. You could have 3, you could have 4, you could have 5. But what we found is the people who have a lot more 3-month goals tend to be less successful because they become less focused. So I would encourage you to consider, on the less side, 1 or 2 3-month goals is ideal for most people. And if you, for some reason, zoom through those 3-month goals quicker than you expected, no problem. You can set new 3-month goals that work towards your vision. But the bottom line on those 3-month goals is that you want them to be guiding you closer to that vision, that picture that you drew of your vision. If it's not getting you to that vision, then it's probably not the ideal goal right now, unless your vision changes. Okay, we're going to transition to the next page and the final page, which is your weekly goals. So this is where the rubber meets the road in terms of your daily tactical efforts, okay? Your weekly goals, and the reason I have these all 3 punched here is if you want to grab a binder to keep all of your documents in and track along as you're working towards your vision, this can be extremely helpful. Our clients seem to love putting these in the binders. So again, we're going to go back to the goals being SMART, specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. But this time it's going to be only based on this week. So let's use the example of weight loss again. And your goal is to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. Okay? Very realistic for most people. Now, what needs to happen? You know you have 12 weeks to get to the 3-month mark. What would need to happen in 1 week in order to start making progress toward that 3-month goal? If you broke it out, you'd want to lose roughly a little less than a pound per week, right? So your goal needs to be centered around losing that 1 pound per week. So what's one thing that a person could do if they wanted to lose a little less than 1 pound this week? Just an example. Yeah. Taking a walk.
An extra walk.
An extra walk. Oh,
Yeah.
2 walks. 2 walks a day.
Every day, but we're not walking as far as we used to.
Okay.
And that's in part because our dog can't take the lengths of walks that we used
Okay.
to do. He's getting too old. So we've been taking shorter ones and we take him home, but then we get on with our day.
Okay. So taking an additional walk could be a goal. So if that's your goal, then you would write, I will take my dog for a walk, and you're going to be very specific about when you're going to go on that additional walk this week and how many days. So are you going to do it 3 days a week? Or are you going to do it 7 days a week? I don't know what it is for you. It'll be different for everybody, but you just determine exactly when that is, what time you're going to take the dog out, and you write your goal right there. Now, on the brass tacks level, on a more granular level, it's important to identify what specific support do you need to draw upon to be successful with walking the dog. One more time. Do you have to have a leash in a particular place? Are you walking the dog in your house or outside your house in your neighborhood, or you're going to a trail? Is there something you need to put in your car to make that happen? Does the dog need water when you go out?
Get up earlier, so we can do it when it's cool still.
Okay, so wake up just a little bit earlier. Then you'd want to... 20 years. Today's the day. So you'd want to know very specifically, well, what time do you have to wake up in order to make that happen? So get detailed so that you know exactly what parameters you need to follow in order to be successful with that goal. And then again, you'll go back to your confidence level. How confident are you? Again, the goal is 80% or higher. If you're not quite there yet, put down some more things that you can draw upon. Another thing is if you're stuck at like 20% confident that you can achieve that goal this week, maybe it's important to relook at that goal and see if that's really achievable for you at this time this week. Okay? Some weeks we got it, and some weeks we don't. If you know you have something big coming up, perhaps this isn't the week to go for one particular goal. Okay? And then at the very bottom, under actions needed or taken to support your weekly goals, you can write very specifically anything specific that you have to do each of the days of the week.
We don't have that one.
Oh,
With the lines on the bottom.
whoops, sorry.
Listeners.
My apologies.
Thank you. What a gem. So it's like this one, but there are lines on the bottom. Actions needed to.
So it is similar to your 3-month goal, but it's a little bit different because this is much more tactical. It's what's going to happen tomorrow when you wake up. What do you need to do differently in order to be successful? Okay, so what questions do you have about the weekly goals, the 3-month goals, or the vision?
I have a question about the specifics of reaching my goal. So
Okay,
my vision is to ski at Paderborn
okay,
with confidence
okay,
and believe that if I fall, I can get up and continue skiing. So that's the vision.
okay,
So the goal for 3 months was to increase my leg strength from a 3 to a 7,
okay.
but I don't have a way to measure that.
Okay, okay. So you want to increase your leg strength from a 3 to a 7, and this is just kind of on that 10-point scale. Okay. And you want to be successful at that because you want to be able to ski with confidence and not feel like you're going to injure yourself.
And get up. It's not injuring, it's getting off the snow when I fall on the trail. So getting up and then skiing again.
Okay.
If I fall, get up again.
Okay. So when you fall on the trail, you want to know with confidence that you can get back up without being hurt or being in more pain, and you could keep on going and finish your ski.
Or needing the ski patrol
Get up by yourself.
to pick me up.
Okay. Okay, great. That's a great example. Thank you for sharing that. So if you want to figure out leg strength, what do you think is something that you could do to improve your leg strength?
Well, leg lifts on my back
Okay.
is one way, and then I can consult a physical therapist
Okay.
for some ideas,
Okay.
and then talk to a trainer.
Sure. So leg lifts, talk to a physical therapist or talk to a trainer or some other professional who could help you put your exercises together so that you could increase your leg strength. Is that correct? Okay. Well, sounds like you got your answer right there. So in order to be successful with that, what would you need to do this week in order to start acquiring that information on what to do?
Continue the leg lifts in the morning.
Okay.
Call Britt Smith
Okay.
And go to CMU, meet a trainer night tomorrow.
Okay.
5 o'clock.
So that's great. You've got three action items. Do you want those to be 3 individual goals this week? Do you want to do all 3 of those? Or do you want to tackle 1 or 2?
2
Okay.
would be good.
Okay. So just select the 2 that you want to tackle, and you can make that goal 1 and 2. And if you need to add a 3rd goal for the week, you absolutely can. We always recommend sticking with about 2, because again, we want it to be very achievable, almost to the point where you say, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. Even though you look back and you say, well, gosh, I wanted to do this 20 years ago. I want to simplify it. Did that help you?
Yes.
Okay. What other questions do you have about weekly goals, 3-month goals, or setting your vision? Okay. And for those of you, again, who are watching live, if you have questions, even after watching this video or replay, if you decide to watch it again, go ahead and just fill in the comments, type your questions, and I will do my best to answer them. All right. Well, that's all I've got for your strategy goal setting session. If I can be a resource to you in any way, feel free to reach out to us here at Core Wellness. You can always email us at health@corewellness.com. Or you can call us at 970-712-6059. We also do free consultations for those who are interested in learning a little bit more about the program and health and wellness coaching to see if they need to dive a little bit deeper into becoming successful in the long run. So thanks for your time.